Winning doesn't happen by accident. Today, we're going to break down what it really takes to win and why not everyone is cut out for it.
Bring it on.
Why falling flat on your face literally isn't failure, but one step closer to winning. And I've been there. Winning is a skill, and by sticking around till the end, I'm going to give you a 2-minute test to prove if your brain is really what's holding you back. Participation trophies are going to be the death of winners because, hey guys, so welcome back to Hashtag Team Fuego. Today, we are going to listen to a segment of an interview by a WNBA owner on CNN. And honestly, who she is not as important as what she said. So before we dive into my thoughts, I'm going to play a really quick clip and show you what hers are.
There has been, this phrase has been couched, hasn't it? The Caitlin Clark effect. Why do you think that has been the case?
Well, I want to be very diplomatic about this. It's just the structure of the way media plays out race. I'm going to be very honest. I feel really bad because I've seen so many players of color that are equally as talented, and they never got the recognition that they should have. And I think right now, it is time for that to happen. So last night, we read Time magazine, where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said, the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have? Because when you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings.
So ironically, last week I just created a series about my own personal victory this year, and I will insert, it's called From Falling to Flying. And this video series outlined what type of mental strength all athletes need to develop to become a winner. Based on this interview, there are a few things that are just glaringly obvious. The first thing is that unearned achievements feel different than earned achievements. And here's what I mean. It's really clear that she's never won anything that means anything to her. Because if you've ever achieved and won anything in your life, you know that it actually feels really good. And you know what? Losing feels really bad.
Now we're getting into real territory here.
But do you know what real winners do when they lose? They make a game plan to get better. They take that horrible feeling and they turn it into something positive.
Challenge accepted.
They use it to fuel their next success, meaning that they turn their setbacks into comebacks or turn their losing literally into winning. She says that we should be concerned about the players that have hurt feelings because they didn't win. But the question isn't about how they feel about losing. It's what are they going to do to change the outcome next time? However, that thought process requires self-reflection and some self-actualization. And it's unfortunately very clear that the WNBA has a very self-inflated sense of worth.
Utter chaos.
And I do specifically say the WNBA because other basketball players like Kobe, like Michael Jordan, they were all about work ethic. Every day is an opportunity to make progress and get better. I mean, you can listen to what I'm saying or not, but if you don't listen to what I'm saying, then don't be surprised when you don't win any awards.
I have the first place trophy for that.
The second takeaway was this clip is the definition of participation trophy logic.
Not a joke, but you're welcome to laugh.
Which I do understand where participation trophies came from. They actually kind of came from a good place. Someone had a kid at home completely melting down because they didn't win something, but instead of asking, it was a moment for that parent to ask, okay, what are you going to do better next time? How are you going to improve? What is it going to take to win next time? So instead of asking these questions that would inevitably lead to progress and therefore winning in the future, that person just wanted to make the kid feel better in the moment.
I was sort of hoping for a more positive reaction.
And unfortunately, then handed out a participation trophy to everyone, which inevitably keeps that kid in the moment of not being good enough to win by themselves. They never develop the skill to overcome losing to get to winning. So in case you don't know, losing sucks, failing sucks, and falling off a horse and literally eating dirt and sporting a black eye for a month really sucks.
Flaw.
But it's what you do with those experiences that count at the end of the day. And I actually turned my huge embarrassing failure into a win, which I got this huge embarrassing trophy for. However, by this lady's logic, I should have broken this thing into multiple pieces and given every single participant in the division I was in a piece of this trophy, which weighs a lot, by the way. And I guess I should have been making them feel better about themselves.
There's only going to be one winner.
And I'm not on some moral high ground here. I literally just went through this. I had to overcome falling off a horse and eating dirt. And I had to, not only did I have to look myself in the mirror every single day and say, what are you going to do different next time? But I used that question to create success the next time I showed up to a competition. And I didn't just sit on my hands and go, oh, well, I guess that's what happened. Oh, I guess, well, whoever did win, who didn't fall off, they should have given me part of their trophy, part of their ribbon.
Sounds like you have mental problems, man.
Yeah, you have mental problems, man.
Yeah, it really does.
I also, though, just for fun, I had AI make her Time magazine cover with all 144 players on it. And to be honest with you, it's funny. This image just shows you that what happens when you highlight everyone is no one ends up being highlighted. And also, AI makes weird faces. They don't look like people. They kind of look like people from a distance. Don't zoom in, though.
What a mess.
And lastly, it is abundantly clear that this lady never read the book Winning by Tim Grover. Tim Grover worked with the likes of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. So it's ironic that I've read a book from like the basketball community and she hasn't read it. And you want to know how I know she hasn't read it? Because it definitively proves that not everyone is a winner, and it tells you why. One reason is that talent alone is not enough to win. To be a true winner, training by itself, practice is not enough to be a winner. True winners win because they stick it out through the crappy parts with a winner's mindset to get to that win. I mean, honestly, it would have been much easier to not compete again after literally eating dirt. So here's the deal. This lady's comments aside,
She's such a train wreck!
developing a winner's mindset is like the same thing as developing your muscles by lifting weights in the gym. It's something that you have to work at. It's something that you have to practice. Control over your mental game is a skill that all athletes in every single sport needs to practice. And honestly, have you ever wondered why there is such a thing as like a winningest coach? Meaning no matter where they are, what team, what franchise, what organization, they always have winning teams. And that's because winning is a mindset. Winning is a mindset that is backed up by physical effort.
It's the best. Love it.
So if you want to learn more, I just created a 5-part series on this. There's going to be one dropping every single week for the next 5 weeks. The first one dropped yesterday. And even if you're not an athlete, if you say weren't picked or you weren't hired or whatever, this series could help you understand how to take those losses and turn them into wins through the athletic mindset and through the lens of what athletes have to do, because that's the only way to get better at a sport. However, the secret is that that's actually true for every single aspect of life and not just sports. Because if you didn't win at something, the next question should always be, what should I do different next time? And the first step to that is developing a winning mindset and taking back control over your brain, to which I have a 2-minute simple test, and I'm going to link it here so to see if who's in charge of your brain, you or your brain. The results may shock you, so I'll see you there.
Well, my work here is done.